the president of our Tampa Bay Rowdies, the one and only Ryan Helfrick. I love that polo, my man. How are things?
Good to be here, Jay. We'll have to get you a polo.
Yeah, buddy. I love it. How weird was it not to be on last week? Just so weird. I even had Lewis on, and I was like leading up to that. I was like, "Oh, the game's this weekend." I was like, hey, y'all don't play this weekend." That's kind of funky, right? To not play after playing the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, having to buy this early in the season, I wouldn't say it's ideal, but the schedule this year is just a little bit different for us compared to typical years. We usually host a lot of home matches in the month of March, just due to the warm weather climate that we're in. But the league was gracious enough to work with us with all the renovations happening at Al Lang to push our schedule back a bit. And obviously our first home match is coming up here on April 12th, and then we have 7 out of 8 at home. So we need to take care of business.
I cannot wait. I mean, I don't know if I've looked forward to a match more in Rowdy system. Maybe the championship game a couple years ago. We're not talking about that one. But the home opener on April 12th, and again, go to rowdysoccer.com for all the information. I mean, I'm gonna get him. I get emotional talking about it, and it was weird because I was talking to Ali about it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, he wasn't on the team last year, so it's a little different. But talking to Lewis about it, and now talking to you, after what we went through with both of those storms, and to see how it affected our area, to finally, and you guys playing on the road, playing in a different complex last year, what is that going to be like, man? Next Saturday, the 12th. When you finally reopen those doors at Al Lang to get the Rowdies supporters there in the building to cheer on the club?
Jay, it's going to be an experience that I don't even know how it's going to feel, right? When everything hit in September with Hurricane Helene and then back to back with Milton, there was a point we didn't know if we were ever returning to Al Lang. Right. So it's been 7 months since our last home match there. There's been renovations going on at the stadium. We've been hard at work. We've been working, obviously, with our ownership group and then with the city of St. Petersburg. And we're excited to be back home. And for us, the biggest thing was this is our 50th anniversary season. We didn't want to play matches at, another location in the Tampa Bay region. We wanted to make sure that all 17 regular season home matches took place at Al Lang Stadium in downtown St. Pete. I don't know if the emotions are really going to hit until we get to that night, just because everybody's so busy trying to prep the stadium and get things ready. But with it quickly approaching about 10 days out, right, the feelings are starting to come to fruition, and everybody's getting excited, and we're looking forward to having a packed house and keeping Al Lang as a fortress and having that home field advantage and hopefully getting a result that evening.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll text you that day because I want to get there early. I mean, I want to be there early. I want to take pictures and videos, and I'm so jacked up for it, man. And listen, the start of the season, I love the way that the team was able to respond after the first 2 games against Miami. How important was that response in Game 3 to pick up those 3 points before that break, before this next game this weekend?
Yeah, I think anytime at the beginning of the season where you can get 3 points on the road, you definitely get excited for it. And I think it's big for the guys. It's big for the team confidence and for the technical staff as well. So to be able to get that win, pick up those 3 points, and then go into the bye week and prepare for a massive matchup this weekend. We're going to Charleston, one of the top clubs in the East, and there's obviously a rivalry there. It's good for the guys. So I think when you look back at the first 3 matches of the season, although the first 2 matches we didn't get the result that we wanted and we dropped points on the road, at the end of the day, when you start looking at the stats, and stats don't win matches, as you know, but we're one of the top clubs in the league right now with shots on frame. So now it's all just about executing it. And as I've told people in the past, right, it's not about how we start the season, it's about how we finish it. But we definitely want to make sure that when we have 7 out of these 8 matches at home starting on April 12th, that we're picking up 3 points, and we start to gain a lot of confidence and momentum heading into these summer months.
Yeah, and I want as many, and I'm selfish. I want first place in the East because I want every single playoff game to be at home. I want them all. I tell people I'm very selfish when it comes to my Rowdies scheduling. I don't no draws, no losses. I want all wins. I want first place in the East. I want everything smooth sailing. I know that's not realistic, but you guys are going to put your best foot forward. That is no doubt. What have you seen from some of the new faces so far? I mean, obviously we have some, the returners we spoke about the last time we were on, but Ollie and Kim and some of these guys, like what have you seen from some of these new guys and how they've kind of gelled with the team on and off the pitch?
Yeah, I think the team's gelled really well on the pitch, off the pitch. Again, we haven't received the results that we wanted in those first two matches. I think there's a lot more to be seen, right? We've seen the explosiveness of Ali. We've seen how Cammy plays in the midfield position. He's played as a holding midfielder. Last match against Miami, he played as the 10 in more of an attacking role. He had some opportunities. So it's been exciting to see the guys gel. I think, we'll have Leo Fernandez back here soon. We'll have the youngster Endry Mustali back here soon. So we're really looking forward to just having more weapons on the bench. I think the way that Nico and Robbie have really built out this roster has been to make sure that regardless if you're on the bench or you're in the starting 11, everybody's competing for spots and everybody's competing for playing time. And that's only going to help us in the long run.
Yeah, I've dubbed them the core four because they've been here the longest. When you look at Leo and Forrest and Aaron and Lewis, right? Yeah, Lewis, Leo, Aaron, and Forrest. There you go. Those four guys. The core four guys. I mean, what is it like to have guys? Because we know how it is. We know how it goes, right? I mean, sometimes, if there's a lot of turnover, sometimes there's not a lot. But when you have these guys that have been there, the ups and downs, dealing with injuries, their fathers, their husbands, like they're grown men, right? Like how important is it as an extension of the coaching staff, as an extension of kind of just the leadership from the entire club? Like how important is it to have all those guys involved with this team?
Jay, it's huge for us, right? When you look around the league, there's not a lot of players that stay in one location for 5+ years, right? And there's four guys right there. I mean, Forrest went to Sweden. He came back. He had opportunities to go elsewhere, but he wanted to be here. And I think that just speaks volumes of the culture that we have within these walls here. And listen, those guys also set the tone at training. They set the tone in the locker room. A lot of the players look up to these guys as leaders. And then I think, like we spoke about maybe even on the last show I was on, these guys are also leaders in the community, right? They're heavily involved. They want to help grow the game. They want to help make sure that individuals who are playing youth soccer in this area, that they have an opportunity to play for their professional team. I know Leo, he helps out in youth soccer a little bit. Each of them have their niches within the community, which has been very beneficial, not only for them as individuals and as leaders of the club, but for the club itself. So they've really helped us with our grassroots approach in just getting people to the stadium and really getting excited for Rowdy soccer. But at the same time, they've set the tone within the locker room and within these walls as well, which is huge for us, and something that a lot of other clubs, maybe outside of Louisville City, just really don't have.
Right. And you said, and it's still kind of a work in progress to get Forrest and Leo kind of back with the first team and starting and things like that. That take a little while. We don't think it's going to be long-term though, right? Probably short-term-ish.
Yeah, I mean, Force has traveled with the team to every match, right? At some point, he's going to start getting some playing time. I think we'll see Leo back here in the next few weeks. So, just takes time with some of these things, but we're excited to get them back. And the most important thing is making sure that they're healthy, right? No doubt. As a football fan, how long the season is, right? And you don't want to bring somebody back too soon, and then we're going back through through rehab here the next couple of weeks. So.
Yeah, for sure. What are some of the dates? What are some of the big things that people should be keeping an eye out here? It's the 50th anniversary season. I know we got fireworks. We have special days coming up. I was doing some of the spots the other day for the radio. Just give us some of the background, some of the events, some of the big things that we have cooking over there at Al Lang that people should get really excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I'll go over some of the stadium enhancements that we've done since the hurricanes hit. So we have a new midfield premium club area for season ticket members that sit over there by the benches in midfield. for them to enjoy and experience. So we're definitely excited about that. Several new food and beverage options throughout the stadium, which we're excited for. The team store has actually moved into our former executive offices. So it's about 2,000 square foot of space there that we're gonna have the team store in, that you'll be able to enter from inside the stadium and outside the stadium. So It's about 4 times the amount of size of the former team store. And then on all match days this year, we have the new Michelob Ultra fan zone. So there's activities for adults in there, right? There's drink specials before each match. But there's also non-alcoholic specials for kids and for families and different activations. We'll have a DJ out at every match. And that takes place right outside of Gate 2 on the waterfront. So we're really excited for that. And then there's some different Easter eggs that fans will see throughout the stadium, just really celebrating the 50th anniversary in our history. And then when it comes to the matches, I mean, we have 3 main events that will take place throughout the year, but there will be several different activations taking place in the community. So April 26th, that is 50 years from the day that the Rowdies kicked off in 1975. So that's super cool. We'll have players out here from the original era, from the modern era. We'll have autograph sessions, meet and greets. Then we'll have, we'll be putting on a halftime show and recognizing some of those players. August 16th is going to be a huge one for us. That's the OG Rowdies night. So we'll have the guys out here from the 70s. We'll be inducting an original Rowdy into the 75-10 club. So
I was going to ask you about that. Nice. Okay.
Harry Vanderbeck, Mike Connell, and Keith Savage. One more will be going in, and we'll announce that later in the year. And there's also some really cool activations happening in that match that we'll be announcing here in June or July. If I tell you right now, the comms and marketing team will not be happy with me because there's a reveal coming out for that. And then on October 4th is the Modern Era night. So we're going to be celebrating the guys we know, right? Jeff Antonella, Andre Saranga, Takuya Yamada, Georgie Hristoff, a lot of the guys who have played in the Modern Era, they'll be out for that match. And we'll also have somebody from the Modern Era going into the 75-10 club as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we have some really unique things going on here. Biggest thing for us right now is just, again, we're so excited to be back at LA. Let's make that place a fortress and really let's make sure we're bringing home 3 points when we play there.
It's so great. So April 26th, the 50th year celebration, August 16th, the OG Rowdies, October 4th, Modern Era night. But on both of those nights, the 16th and the 4th, player getting inducted. They're going to get inducted that night to the 75-10 club. Right. So you guys will announce that before then, right?
Correct.
Who it's going to be.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it's that's great. And I love is anybody cooler than Perry Vanderbeek? Like I don't. Like, dude, this guy, I remember interviewing him the first time years ago. Ian and I were there, and he walked out, and Ian goes, that may be one of the coolest guys I ever talked to. And I go, I just thinking the same thing. And he's like, I used to hang out with Ron Diaz here. I used to do this. And then when we went to the Tampa Bay Sun event, Perry's shaking hands like he's the freaking president. Like, I did this, and I did this in '85. I was at this club, and I was like, this guy, he's one of one, man. There is nothing like, you can't miss him.
Listen, I consider Perry one of my close friends and a mentor, and I've known him for 15 years. And the one thing I can tell you, Jay, is every time I'm with him, there's a new story. He always has a new story, and he has so many contacts, and he's a great storyteller too.
Yeah.
What a great guy, right? Especially to have as part of our franchise, first player ever drafted out of high school into professional soccer domestically here in the United States, to have such a long career here, and then to stay here in this area. And he's still working with youth soccer and the future players, that are coming up through the ranks. And it's special to have him, a part of our club and associated with our club.
Ryan, I know a lot of the talk about the USL is, the promotion and relegation, and all the talk of the US Open Cup and the Jägermeister Cup. Like, how exciting is it to know that there's so many different aspects now? And you and I speak about this a lot when we're talking about European soccer, of like the FA Cup and the Pokal. We just saw Bayer Leverkusen lose to a third-tier team, I think, in Germany yesterday. Yep. And like, they were crying. Like, it's amazing. Leverkusen was undefeated last year in the Bundesliga. So, I mean, what is that like to be able to have, a little bit, whether it's, the promotion and relegation side coming over this side, but the cup competitions as well? Because you and I both know Cup games are completely different than regular season games. You could have the same lineup. It does not matter. There's just something about games. It could be a 7-6 game. You just never know. What is that like to know that it's not just the standard, regular season games, that there's just a lot of variables going on this season as well?
It's exciting, right? I mean, when I first joined the Rowdies back in 2010, you had league play and you had US Open Cup, right? Now you have league play, US Open Cup, and now the Jägermeister Cup, which is the interleague rivalry or the interleague tournament between League One and USL Championship. So it's an opportunity for the players to showcase their talents. It's an opportunity to win money at the end of the day for the club.
Yeah.
Opportunity to add trophies to the trophy case, and then it's also an opportunity for some of the guys that maybe fans on a regular basis don't see. There's other players who get playing time as well. So we're definitely excited about it. The draw for the US Open Cup, the round that we come into, is actually tomorrow afternoon. So we're excited to see who we get paired up with here in the next couple of weeks. So we're entering Cup season, right? I think the goal every year is, how do we win our regular season matches? How do we make sure that we take care of home field advantage? And then with these cups, we take them serious. Any type of competition that we're in, the guys on the roster and then the technical staff as well, they want to win, right? So it's a good opportunity for us to go out there and showcase what we have. And, just like any other club, right, we're going for the treble.
I love that. Treble. That would be, you want to talk about a season to remember. That would be where it's at. Before I let you go, so many of my pals, I've watched them on social media. I think you might have the best jerseys in the league right now, my friend. Those white ones are clean and crisp.
Hands down. There's no argument. I'll go up against anybody with that. Those kits are unreal. There was a lot of work put into them, and especially to have those come back during our 50th anniversary.
Yeah, man. Right.
And it speaks to our heritage. It speaks to our history. It speaks to the foundation that the guys like Rodney Marsh and Mike Connell and Perry Vanderbeck started back in the 70s in the club back then. So we're just excited, honored, and blessed to be wearing those, and we hope the fans get really excited for them. I will say one new thing this year in the team store is fans can get those kits customized, right?
Oh, yes.
They want to put the number on the back, put JayRecher on it, right? If they want to put the number on the back, put Vanderbeck on it. You can put modern era players, you can put former players, or you can put your own.
Is that the first year? Is that the first year you guys have done this?
Yes, this is the first year.
Oh, Ryan, this is a game changer, man. This is huge.
Cool. Yes.
Wow.
So you can buy your kit at the match. Leave it at the front desk, tell them exactly they're at the checkout counter, tell them what you want on the back, and you can come back, around halftime, pick it up and put it on.
Brother, that is big. That is a big deal, man. That is going to help you guys grow, and there's going to be more and more Rowdies jerseys, because I know that was one thing that people asked me, like, what about jerseys and things like that? And it's different. It's with certain teams, certain leagues. I know how that is. Like, sometimes it's not as prevalent with certain divisions or whatever, but to do something like that, especially how nice they are, I think that's a huge boon. And you know what? Between me and you and all of our listeners, obviously, I think that's one thing that we'll push over the next couple of months of get your Rowdies kit, get your name on the back, because people want to do that, man. People look at like, how do you get that jersey? And I think I might be one of the only people that have a Rowdies, a Rays, a Bucks, and a Lightning jersey with their name on the back, and I wear that with such a sense of pride.
Yeah,
I love it so much, man. So and I know a lot of fans are like that, man. A lot of sports fans are the same way. So I know here on the podcast, I will continue to let people know to go get those jerseys. They can get those kits. They're in the team store, right? You said?
Yep, they're in the team store, and you can also order them online. So if you just head to our website, rowdysoccer.com, hit the shop tab, you can go in, get your kit right now, and customize it.
God, man, that is amazing. You just go play around. It's a great Christmas gift. It's a great birthday gift, Hanukkah, whatever. You did something wrong and you got to sleep on the couch, go buy your wife a Rowdies kit. She's going to love it. They'll love it. Ryan Helfrick, president of our Tampa Bay Rowdies. Always appreciate your time, my friend. Thank you so much. We got everything, right? I want to make sure we got it.
We're good. We appreciate you, Jay. Thanks for always covering us.
Of course, man. I love you guys, and I'll text you, but I'll see you next Saturday, man. I can't wait. It'll be like Christmas.
Sounds good, man. Looking forward to it. Appreciate you.
See you, man.